Next Sunday on Influences, what do Roseanne and Sopranos creator David Chase like to watch?
I love the Rod Serling show.
Yes!
When she was like her real self, she was so funny and so quick.
It was some kind of a link between me and my father. He and I used to watch The Untouchables.
Influences, next Sunday at 7:30 on Bravo.
If I go to a pub in England, people, Billy, give us a song. Come on, do the piano, Billy. They were so blitzed, they didn't know what the hell I was playing. Things are okay in Oyster Bay. Me and Bob and a meatball hero. And I just gotten divorced, and he goes, she got the house, she got the car.
Billy Joel is inside the actor's studio for a 2-hour special with host James Lipton. Next, part of Bravo's Rock and Roll Festival. Imagine a place where conversations were no longer than a commercial break.
Can I talk to you about something?
Can't wait for the...
Dean Burton and Alfred Woodard star in Martin Ritt's love story, Cross Creek, tonight on Bravo. Leave it to Jack to be so smooth on his feet that even this fly girl will learn a new move or two. I'm gonna take you places, baby. Blood and wine. Tomorrow, that even this fly girl will learn a new move or two. I'm gonna take you places, baby. Blood and Wine. Tomorrow at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on Bravo. You're watching Bravo, the Film and Arts Network.
I would say the sitcom is much closer to theater than film.
I lived for television.
That was the most influential image that I had.
I never missed A Fugitive, and I never missed a Mission Impossible.
The most entertaining cop show that in my memory bank was Dragnet.
Yeah, I was a TV kid.
Hello and welcome to Influences, a series in which we get an unusual look at some of the people who have shaped television in our time, and where we see some of the work of artists from the past who have influenced and shaped them. We're here at the Museum of Television and Radio, whose archives contain the work of past masters, and where the shows of today's artists will themselves someday be influences. On this show, we'll be visiting with the actor Mandy Patinkin and Dick Wolf, the creator of, among other dramatic series, Law and Order.
Trouble with the world today is plain to see. Is coffee in a cardboard cup?
Ever since his theatrical debut in Hebrew school at the age of 7, it's been clear that performing is Mandy Patinkin's calling. Television viewers may know him best as Dr. Jeffrey Geiger, the passionate, arrogant, brilliant heart surgeon of Chicago Hope. But long before he came to television, Patinkin had accomplished a great deal on Broadway, including winning a Tony Award for his performance as Che in Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Evita. His memorable film roles have included exceptional performances in the hit movies Yentl and The Princess Bride. Patinkin was born in Chicago and moved to New York to study drama at Juilliard. And no matter how successful he's been on large and small screens, he's made it a point to return to live performances on the stage. In fact, his background in music and theater has given him a fresh approach to his Emmy-winning work on television. Here's Mandy Patinkin and his influences.
Dr. Morrison for pediatrics?
Jeffrey, you better give it to me or it's going to shrivel up and die.
What?
The ear. If we don't reattach it soon, it won't stay viable.
She's prepping in a while.
As soon as we get circulation, you're on. As soon as we get the heart started. I was a television addict completely when I was growing up. Every day when I went to grammar school, I was a patrol boy. I'd come home and I'd sit and watch Bozo Circus. It was a religious event for me. All my life, I wanted to get on Bozo Circus to be in the grand prize game where you throw the little ping pong balls in the bucket. And if you win the last bucket, you get a bicycle and possibly a cotton candy machine. I never missed A Fugitive, and I never missed a Mission Impossible. Those were holy ground to me. Mission Impossible, that team of guys, you know, it was the real techno stuff that was incredible. Just incredible to me. I love the minds that created it.
The state will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Jim. A Fugitive.
The Fugitive. I love David Jansen. I thought he was great.
Falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house.
I think it was the action and the mystery. Would he get caught? How would David Jansen get around it? Always so close to solving the mystery.
I've been running for 3 years, Maggie. Do you know what that's like? You can end it for me here, now, tonight. Where is he?
Well, suppose they grab him. Suppose they hang the rap on him.
He's guilty.
I think how it influenced me is it was about the truth. It was about the truth in terms of, I've been falsely accused. I need to tell the truth. The only way I can tell the truth is to find the individual who knows the truth. And that will set the record straight.
What do you want from me?
I want your help. I want you to tell me that there's no legal help I can get.
You better know something right now. I haven't got any one-armed man to pull out of a hat.
I see.
You want help or not?
It's my neck. I can't just toss a coin.
I'm better than that. I've never lost a capital case.
Isn't there something you should ask me?
What's that?
Whether I'm guilty.
We've got a primetime audience waiting for him to respond to these charges. He has got to get back on television, apologize for any misunderstanding, and say to the American people, now you listen to me and deny before the public goes to sleep tonight. You do not go around in prime time.
Well, I didn't want to be an actor until I was 13. I was on the south side of Chicago. I hated school because school never had anything for me. Finally, I was in fifth period gym, I remember, and these two big guys said, you know, you ought to come over to the youth center on the south side, and they're doing this play called Anything Goes, and you might like it. And I go over there, and I got in this play, and I loved it. I was able to get through school because of it, and it changed my life.
Sit down. I'm a victim of circumstance. Where you heading?
When I was growing up, whenever I was punished, the punishment was that you can't watch the Three Stooges. And I watched them religiously. There isn't one that I haven't seen. The Three Stooges were wire walkers. They would do anything. They were out of their minds. They took it to the edge. They played by nobody's rules. They were just hilarious to me as a kid. And I love them to this day when I watch them. I don't think anybody compares to those guys. I remember when I was making the movie The Princess Bride. We'd finished making the movie. We were in England. I was sitting around the table with Rob Reiner, Chris Guest, and Andy Scheinman, Rob's partner, and we're having a kind of celebratory dinner. And then at one point, I'm just sitting at the table, and I went, you know, something that Curly used to do. And Chris went, well, where was that? Where was that guy for 15 weeks? Where was he? And I went, oh, well, it was just another character. But when somebody creates something, it's rare, it's thrilling, it's exciting, and it becomes classical. And classical things are simple, and they're worth imitating.
Listen to those kisses. Oh, this is a great, great country.
I don't believe in imitation in general. I don't think it's a healthy way to be, period, in any area of life. But in the case of things that are original and honest, I think those you want to imitate, just as you hope your children imitate the better qualities in you rather than the worser qualities.
When I was a boy of 14, my father was so stupid I could scarcely stand to have the old man around. But by the time I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much he had learned in the last 7 years.
One of the things that influenced me more than anything in the world was Al Holbrook do Mark Twain on the Hallmark Hall of Fame, and I thought that was the greatest thing I'd ever saw.
Congress?
I couldn't get over that a man who looked so different could end up looking like that. The fact that he looked just like Mark Twain with the makeup, and we all went to school and had that makeup book, you know, that theater book that had the makeup shots of Al Holbrook being made up as Mark Twain. So I always wanted to grow up and be an actor and put that makeup on. That's why I did the movie Alien Nation, because I wanted to sit in that makeup chair. I don't need to ever do that again now, but I've done it. But I am a character actor, and that kind of character acting thrilled me and made me want to live that life. Where we're sitting right now is also a major influence in my life. We're in Creede, Colorado. We're sitting in the Creede Repertory Theater. This is a place that I came to act when I was at the University of Kansas in college in 70, 71, I think 73, for 3 years. And we did 8 shows a week on this stage that we're sitting in. Every night we'd tear the set down and bring in the next set. We built our own sets, put up our own lights. It was truly one of the major influences of my life, where I got to play an endless array of parts, where I loved the repertory theater, and where it set me on my course, saying, this is what I want to do. Nothing fills me like this. You know, as an actor, you sit around making movies because they do all these production shots, and it can be 2-3 hours till they finish lighting it, and the helicopter gets a shot, and then, you know, you go and you open the door as an actor. And that's like, you know, 3 days' work. Well, TV is not like that. You do 8 pages a day sometimes. As opposed to a movie, you might do 1/3 of a page a day. And it moves, so it's not boring. It's thrilling for the mind.
I'm gonna crack and pour some warm water right on the heart. It can't hurt.
That probably won't do the trick. He's still running ice water through his circulation. But do the thoracotomy. Put the pacing wires directly on his epicardium so we have some control on the way to the OR. What's exhausting is when you do something like Chicago Hope and you click with David Kelly and you got a part like I had with Jeffrey Geiger, and David and I got involved where we just started talking all the time on the phone. And, you know, when I read that initial script, it was very different from what he started to see in me, and then we would talk about things and life and what we wanted to portray in families and stuff, and it just kept osmosizing itself onto that paper. We got addicted to, you know, these discussions, and the pages just come in 50 pages at a time, one show after another.
It's not up to you to decide which patient is a better candidate for life.
Well, the McKinnon baby isn't living. It's a corpse with a pulse.
It's a life.
By what definition? Legal? Medical? And even if it were, don't stand there and tell me doctors don't make these decisions. Who lives, who dies, who gets a transplant, who gets resuscitated. Put more plugs here than the plumber's local.
David Kelly, in my opinion, brings himself to it, and that self, to me, is an extraordinary sense of humor that captures the truth brilliantly and takes it in that Three Stooges way right past reality at times, you know.
What can I do for you?
I want us to sleep together.
That's a good thing he was already dead.
But he pushes the envelope, and so it's a black humor that he does that I love, you know, surrounded by truth.
Okay, babies, please.
Okay, let's go. I want it on time. I think one of the things that we don't realize in our lives is how much we have learned from television that is unconscious. And if somebody sits down and asks you to say, where did you get that from, or why do you do that, you might end up saying it's because of TV, and you probably wouldn't be wrong.
This program is sponsored in part by Sprint 1000 Nights, the smart plan for nighttime callers.
There are deals on internet service and on long distance, but only one great deal on both. Now you can get 1,000 minutes of nighttime state-to-state long distance and unlimited internet access for just $30 a month. One service, one bill, one low price. Because some things were just meant to be together. Hook up with Sprint and Earthlink at 1-800-PIN-DROP.
You know, Marlon has this cat in his lap. Of course it was tranquilized, you know, they want you to come in and test. I did Bobby's role. They want you to play Michael. They said if Con had breasts, he'd have played Kay. Because I did all of them. Everybody talks about that ankle breaking thing. They screened it at Century City, and all of a sudden this voice yells out, "Watch out, she's got a gun!" It was Stephen King. Luke said, "Now look, a kid," and I went like that. Mitchum grabbed me from behind and said, "Whoa, he's a big fella." Whoa.
James Caan is inside the Actors Studio with host James Lipton. Tonight on Bravo.
Beautiful hair color. It's wrapped around my little finger. Excellence Cream from L'Oreal. Wraps my hair in rich protective cream. No drips. So protective. I can color as often as I want. And grays. What grays? Excellence cream from L'Oreal. I'm worth it.
Boys are different from girls. No girl has what it takes to be a boxer.
When the odds are against you, all you can do is prove them wrong.
You don't sweat for me, you're out of my life. Inside, you know yourself?
I do.
Then that's all you need.
Girl Fight, rated R, starts Friday in select cities.
Dick Wolf has created over a dozen television shows. Among them is the tightly written and expertly conceived Law & Order, which has recently given birth to another series, Law & Order Special Victims Unit. Using a storytelling technique similar to some of the most popular police dramas of the 50s and 60s, like Dragnet and Naked City, both of these shows keep away from the personal lives of their main characters, and instead, they stick closely to the case at hand. The writers take the viewers step by step through the process of the criminal justice system, following leads, searching for clues, building a case, and finally carrying out the prosecution. Each new episode can touch on topical themes through the lens of the law, giving Wolf a chance to explore the intellectual and morally challenging issues of the day. It's an approach to storytelling that builds on the best of television's past with a sensibility that's fresh and contemporary, which makes his series unlike any other show on television today.
But what are they trying to hide?
Whatever it is, we're going to have to break in to find out.
Hey, what was the FBI doing in 1971?
I don't know. Buying feather boas for J. Edgar Hoover?
I watched a lot of television when I was growing up. Rode the arm of my chair watching Hopalong Cassidy. Was in the peanut gallery a lot because my father had worked at NBC. Then as I sort of became marginally aware, Playhouse 90, Kraft Theater, all the early cop shows. In the 50s, there were a lot of cop shows. Everything from 77 Sunset Strip to NYPD, Naked City, Dragnet, which I watched religiously.
Yeah? Police officers. Your name Henry Ross?
I thought I was really getting an insight into what cops actually did.
What is this? You guys really cops? Don't fool me. You cops? I thought you were faking. I showed you my card at the door. I thought you were faking. That's the truth. There's a couple of guys out to muss me up, and I thought you were them.
Hey, clown. Just relax. We're gonna lock you up for child prostitution, and you won't last 5 minutes.
They'll be sending flowers to you, cowboy.
Hey, I deal only with consenting adults.
What, do you check their driver's license?
Well, I'd say that Law & Order is a direct descendant of Dragnet and Naked City. I think are the two clearest sort of progenitors of what the show became.
It was Wednesday, November 16th. It was chilly in Los Angeles. We were working out of Internal Affairs Division. The boss is Captain Colwell. My partner's Bill Gannon. My name's Friday.
Jack Webb brought the most reality-based dramatic programming at that point to television, and probably the one that, aside from Law & Order, is still the most reality-based cop show ever done.
Let's go over a couple of points here.
All right.
What time did you say you left this Kinks?
I just told you.
Tell us again.
I told him I'd meet him at my car.
What time did you tell him that?
A little after 9.
Pin it down.
Around 9:15.
You're sure?
I'm sure.
It wasn't an accident that Joe Friday would say, "Just the facts, man." You know, it was a mantra in the show that you don't know anything about any of those characters' personal lives. You never went home with them. You didn't know whether they were married, single, what their, you know, whether they had kids. It didn't matter. It was the story, and it was a complete story. It would start with a crime, and they would catch the guy by the end of the show, and it was very complete. When we started Law & Order, the conventional wisdom was the show would not work because it was too cold, too uninvolving, and there were no breakout stars. And television has historically, especially in dramas, been a cult of personality, that it's a character-driven medium as opposed to a story-driven medium. But to me, the most entertaining cop show that in my memory bank was Dragnet, because I liked watching what cops actually did. And the original NYPD and Naked City both adhered to that formula. There was somewhat more character in them, but it was the story.
On that pickup you asked for, Steve Lalo.
We're having a tough time getting at him.
If she's telling the truth, it means the angels with dirty faces aren't.
Thieves who lie, color me shocked. Give us some more about him, about his habits. Does he drink, smoke pot? What does he do?
In Naked City, they had, there are 8 million stories in the Naked City.
There are 8 million stories in the Naked City. This has been one of them.
We have in the criminal justice system.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by 2 separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
And it was almost the same mindset that, you know, people haven't stopped killing each other in new and ingenious ways yet. So that's what I really liked, that you were getting an insight into one of those millions of stories and peeling away the onion, if you will.
Mickey, where did you get the $50?
Who told you?
Your mother.
I didn't steal it.
We didn't say you stole it. We just asked you where you got it.
You can't force me to talk.
It's getting tough keeping all the lies straight, isn't it?
Look, kid, we don't care about your little burglary, okay? And we don't care that you went back for seconds.
All we're interested in is what happened after you left Zach's apartment.
Yo, Bill Cream, why don't you and Captain America go blow it at your butt?
When we sold the show to NBC, Brandon said, "What's the Bible?" I said, "The front page of the New York Post." It is, as NBC tells you every week, ripped from the headlines, but we just take the headline. I mean, we don't do that story because it usually doesn't give you back half of the show. I mean, in most cases that you read on the front page of the New York Post, they arrest the guy, they have the trial, he's guilty, he goes to prison. And it's much more straightforward than the way the stories are constructed. So we take the headline, you know, headless body found in topless bar, then construct a story sort of inside out, backwards, taking elements from other stories, other cases, and it's kind of an amalgamation of creativity and reality.
Sooner or later, had to happen. As long as the courts keep refusing to act against abortion, there are going to be individuals that...
What are you, defending these nuts? Come on. This ain't lone justice. It's a conspiracy. They can't stop abortion through the courts, so they'll bomb a few clinics.
I've been a screenwriter for 10 years, and that's an exercise in continuing frustration. I mean, development hell in features is truly development hell, and I mean, I think the thing that got me out of it was going on Hill Street. I got a call that I wanted to do television, and they said, well, it's Hill Street Blues, which was my favorite show. And I said, okay. And I wrote a script, and I guess David Milch called my agent and said we want him to go on staff. And they called me. I said, I don't want to go on staff. My oldest daughter was just about 10 months old, and I had this office at home, which I really liked. And my agent said, Dick, I don't think you understand. They'll pay you a lot of money every week. And I said, well, I'll write 3 scripts. She said, no, they'll pay you for those too. I said, wait a minute. They pay you salary, and then they pay you for the scripts on top of the salary? And she said, yeah. My wife walked over to the speakerphone and said, he'll be there Monday. So that's how I got into television. I watch a lot of television, and I think that the writing is better than 99%, maybe 99.4% of the features that are released. The level of character development in the A-level dramas, which, and I think today truly is the golden age of television, that when we talk about the 50s, there was usually 1 or 2 hour shows on. It was a much smaller universe. There wasn't this plethora of whether it's Law & Order, NYPD Blue, ER, The Practice, X-Files, the list goes, you know, is quite lengthy now. The thing that I think separated Law & Order away from most of the other crime shows is that up until we went on, the heroes were always the defense attorneys, whether it was Perry Mason or The Defenders, which was also a great show. But in 1990, people were fed up with crime, and a lot of people had come to realize, no, wait a minute, the defense attorneys are the guys getting these scum off, as opposed to putting them away, and the prosecutors are not getting paid $400 an hour to get guys off. They're getting paid much less money to protect people's lives and homes.
Remember,
that was the biggest difference.
Because of Mr. Weber's refusal to change the design of his gun, instead of firing this many bullets in the 30 seconds that he pulled the trigger, Dennis Trope was able to fire this many
There is a reason that Westerns survived for as long as they did, and cop shows and medical shows. Because drama is conflict, and the biggest conflict is life and death, and that's what cop shows and Westerns and medical shows give you, that the stakes are as high as you can get.
I'm not gonna let anybody hurt you if you tell, okay? I promise.
It was me and Jenny.
What did you and Jenny do?
We took him there. The little boy.
Did somebody hit him?
Jenny did. Jenny hit him with a rock.
More than once?
Like this.
Law & Order now has a 5-year pickup. It will be on through 2005 on NBC, which will make it the longest-running cop show in the history of television and the second longest-running drama. So we're still gunning for Gunsmoke. And I think we can make it.
What turns on TV's greatest?
Sid Caesar.
Rod Serling.
Saturday Night Live.
Find out on Influences, tonight on Bravo.
The number 5 got in his way just a touch. The cars did come into contact with each other. There's some damage to the left front quarter of 77 Audi. Are second and third, respectively. Just for a moment is the race leader. However, that situation changes when they cross the start-finish line, and the 77 car with Ellen McNish aboard is now the race leader.
Mary Steenburgen and Alfre Woodard star in Martin Ritt's love story, Cross Creek, tonight on Bravo.
There are deals on internet service and on long distance, but only one great deal on both. Now you can get 1,000 minutes of nighttime state-to-state long distance and unlimited internet access for just $30 a month. One service, one bill, one low price. Because some things were just meant to be together. Hook up with Sprint and Earthlink at 1-800-PIN-DROP.
Leave it to Jack to be so smooth on his feet that even this fly girl will learn a new move or two.
I'm gonna take you places, baby.
Blood and Wine. Tomorrow at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on Bravo.
The fastest way to save toward the new GM car or truck of your dreams is to earn 5% on every credit card purchase. The new GM card. What are you charging toward?
Mark John Jeffries here for People PC. Many people wonder how good a computer People PC can possibly offer for just $24.95 a month, along with unlimited internet access, in-home service, and great deals. Is a People PC computer a no-name piece of pre-war junk? No, my friends, it is not.
In fact, when you call People PC, you get a 4-star rated brand name computer for as little as $24.95 a month over 36 months. Gateway also offers a powerful machine, but they charge hundreds more overall. People PC gives you 3 years of in-home service. Gateway includes only 1. Internet access, People PC, 3 years unlimited. Gateway, just 1. No wonder over 85% of our members have recommended People PC to a friend.
I hope this clears up any ambiguity.
For a smarter, simpler way, call People PC anytime, day or night at 1-877-771-1958.
Mandy Patinkin and Dick Wolf have drawn on the past to give us a fresh vision of life in our own times. And so have many other very creative people in television. Please join us next time at the Museum of Television and Radio as we explore the people who have moved and touched the people who have moved and touched you here on Influences.
Next on Inside the Actors Studio, James Lipton talks to Don Corleone's oldest boy, tough guy actor James Caan. That's next on Inside the Actors Studio. Then, Mary Steenburgen and Rip Torn star in Martin Ritt's memoir of the Rural South, Cross Creek, coming up tonight on Bravo.
You know, Marlon has this cat in his lap. Of course it was tranquilized, you know, they want you to come in and test. I did Bobby's role. They want you to play Michael. They said if Con had breasts, he'd have played Kay. Because I did all of them. Everybody talks about that ankle-breaking thing. They screened it at Century City, and all of a sudden this voice yells out, "Watch out, she's got a gun!" It was Stephen King. Luke said, "Now look, a kid," and I went like that. Mitchum grabbed me from behind and said, "Whoa, he's your big fella." Whoa.
James Caan is inside the Actors Studio with host James Lipton. Next on Bravo. Brought to you by Charles Schwab. What turns on TV's greatest?
Sid Caesar.
Rod Serling.
Saturday Night Live.
Find out on Influences tonight on Bravo. He's risked his main...
What I have here, can you get right in close on that? Can you get really right in? George wearing mink is what it says there. More poodle than mink.
Is the show kind of strange tonight?
Yes, it's a little strange. And it's not just tonight. No, it's not.
Kind of nervous
You're
tonight.
fine. Don't worry about a thing.